Welcome to FTZ Films, where we discuss the news and theories on upcoming movies. Today, we're looking into everything we know about the new and upcoming film Beetlejuice 2. This will be a direct sequel to the 1988 smash hit. So let's go ahead and see what we can expect from the next film about the ghost with the most.
I'm the ghost with the most, babe.
What is Beetlejuice 2? Beetlejuice 2 is a direct sequel to the original 1988 Beetlejuice. It's been developing for a long time, but we can finally see the film coming out. So let's look at the new film and see what we're in for. What happened in the first Beetlejuice? The original Beetlejuice followed the story of Adam and Barbara Maitland, played by Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis. They were a couple in newlywed bliss who had just bought a new home when they had a near-fatal car accident. It turns out the accident was fatal, and they are ghosts.
We're dead. I don't think we have very much to worry about anymore.
Worse, a family had just bought their dream home, much to their annoyance. After unsuccessful attempts at scaring the family, they enlist some help in the form of the titular Beetlejuice. This is something they're warned about initially by other spirits, but they decide to hire him as a bio-exorcist. The plan begins to work, but realizing that Beetlejuice is going too far, they must find a way to stop him. To say that this film is a classic is an understatement and has influenced Gothic films and comedies for years. The idea of a family dark comedy would not exist as we know it without this film. Now that it's getting a sequel, let's see what we know about the upcoming film. Who is going to star in Beetlejuice 2? Beetlejuice 2 has an interesting cast that features many returning and new faces. The first of the new people is Jenna Ortega. She has just come off a hot streak of being in both Wednesday and Scream, and has come to be viewed as a great choice for a Gothic character. It may not be surprising that her role will be as Lydia's daughter. Winona Ryder is returning to Beetlejuice as Lydia once again, this time as the mother of Jenna Ortega's character. The good news is that Lydia has not lost any of her Gothic styles, as set photos have confirmed she has kept her signature look. But Lydia won't be the only mother in the film, as Catherine O'Hara is set to return as Lydia's mother, Delia. This will be O'Hara's first film role since 2013, but what a way to return to the silver screen. The last of the confirmed returning actors is Michael Keaton, who will return to the Beetlejuice role. We know that both Keaton and Ryder have wanted to do a sequel, but only on the condition that Burton was attached. The fact that both have returned to the film shows they have much faith in it. This is the last of the returning cast, but that doesn't mean there aren't more people in the film. Justin Theroux, William Dafoe, and Monica Bellucci are joining the film. While Justin Theroux's role remains unknown, we do know what the other will be. William Dafoe will be playing an afterlife cop, while Monica Bellucci will be playing Beetlejuice's wife. Production of Beetlejuice 2. This film might have had one of the longest and most turbulent development histories ever. After the first film's success in 1988, director Tim Burton already had ideas about a sequel. Of course, he would direct Batman and Edward Scissorhands first, but even while working on these, a sequel was on his mind. He hired Jonathan Gems to write a script. Gems came up with the concept of Beetlejuice going Hawaiian. This sounds like an interesting concept, but Tim Burton was on board. He apparently liked the idea of the bright Hawaiian surfer film aesthetic clashing with the German expressionism from the first film. The film itself didn't garnish much interest from studios, and the production eventually fell through. Burton didn't give up on the concept, though, and the idea of a sequel got a revival in 2011. Sadly, this version got even less attention than the previous attempts. Since then, the film has been in development hell until recently. Now it appears that a sequel is getting a third attempt, and this time it looks like it will go through. The production company for the project is Plan B. The company was famously founded and owned by Brad Pitt. This current production is actually the one we know the least about regarding crew and development. We think that Tim Burton is the film's director, though that doesn't seem to be confirmed. The only other crew detail is that costume designer Colleen Atwood has joined the production. There have been some leaked set photos revealing what some of the cast will look like on set, and that's about it. What is Beetlejuice about? Beetlejuice 2 is being kept secret at this point, but some of the other things that we've learned from behind the scenes give us a view of the film. The cast tells us that the film will be at least partially about family. The story seems to revolve around Lydia, her mother, and her daughter. Now, which way this film will take the family is currently unknown, but when Beetlejuice is involved, chaos will follow. We do also know that Monica Bellucci will be playing Beetlejuice's wife in this film. According to the original, having a wife would allow Beetlejuice to be in the world of the living. This means that his antics would be unrestrained, and stopping him might very well be part of the plot. The other answer to what's going on could be found in Willem Dafoe's character. He is said to be an afterlife cop, and that could mean one of two things. Either he is hunting down Beetlejuice for breaking afterlife laws, so he will be enlisted by Lydia and her family to help them, or Beetlejuice will come to them for help to avoid him. Now, this is not the story that the original sequel would have had. With a name like Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian, there was going to be a lot going on. The original sequel would have had Lydia and her family as they sold the original house and moved to Hawaii. They were moving to start a new resort in Hawaii, but made the mistake of building it on a Hawaiian king's burial ground. This would raise the unhappy king, and he would have started terrorizing the family. They would have been forced to call in Beetlejuice to deal with the spirit.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
This film would have played around with many common scenes of surfer films from the 50s. There would have been even one where Beetlejuice would have won a surfing contest using his magic. This film would have had a lot of interesting ideas in the plot, even if it was too odd to actually get made at the time. These are all strong contenders for what we can expect to see, but this is Tim Burton. Nothing is certain. It will not even be surprising if elements of Beetlejuice Go Hawaiian make their way in, at least as Easter eggs. Is there a trailer for Beetlejuice 2? There are currently no trailers out for Beetlejuice 2, and from the film's production, we won't be seeing one for a while. So at the earliest, we might see a trailer in October, but more reasonably, we will see one in January or February. Until then, we'll have to be content with the info drops from behind the scenes in the film. When will Beetlejuice 2 release? We have an actual release date for the film, as it's supposed to come out on September 6, 2024. This is good timing for the film for a few different reasons, and could make it a huge success. The first reason is that it will be capitalizing on the Halloween season, which is always a big boost for horror movies and gothic films. It will also be going up against the new Blade film, which will be rated R, putting this film in a good position to appeal to a larger audience if it is PG-13. The other question that I'm sure you're all wondering is how the film will be released. With Warner Brothers being the one releasing it, we can take a guess as to how it will work. It would make sense for the company to release the film in theaters for a few months and then pull it. I suspect it will be released on Max as their primary streaming service. That's all we have on Beetlejuice 2 for now. While you're here, why don't you go ahead and check out our next recommended video to learn more?